as far as American fighters go, they don't come a lot more popular than the former UFC lightweight champion, New Jersey's finest, Frankie the Answer It.
Frankie Edgar is a phenomenal wrestler, but he's used that wrestling to become an even more dangerous fighter. He's developed fantastic boxing under Mark Henry. Ricardo Almeida has his jiu-jitsu on par with this striking. Also, the wrestling has made Frankie Edgar one of the best fighters the UFC has seen at 155 and now at 145 pounds.
This fight is yours. They got nothing on you. Let's go.
Frankie Edgar, ready to battle and take home that elusive UFC gold. All right, here he is, folks. You know who he is, the undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world. And as much as his focus is firmly on this title defense here tonight, he did say in our fighter meeting, I want to go down as one of the all-time greats, and he just might.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, though, you got to continue to win. He has every intention of doing that. He has said time and time again that I'm not just here for right now. I'm here forever. So even when I'm gone, people will remember me. In order to be remembered, though, you've got to stack up those championship defenses. And he has already started to do it. He intends to keep that rolling tonight.
We talk about guys like Dominic Cruz and Aljamain Sterling, and this man believes skill for skill. He's better than both of those guys.
Yeah.
Another chance to prove it tonight. Don't shoot the messenger.
Some of these guys,
All right, with that, both fighters have now graced the octagon. They will lock the door behind them, ready to go with a crazy fight here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Our tale of the tape for this bantamweight championship fight. All right, now for the official introductions. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Frankie the Answer Edgar! And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world, the California Kid, Urijah Faber!
One of the best in the business, Herb Dean, is our referee tonight. Well, what else can you say about the overachiever Frankie Edgar? Came into mixed martial arts as a wrestler. The striking has certainly caught up with the grappling. Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but perhaps his greatest weapon, his head movement, his defensive boxing, and his ability to take a shot. Nobody has done it better in the lighter weight classes than the former champion, Frankie the Answer It.
kind of feeling out process right now. Both guys trying to see exactly how they're going to approach this thing.
And now leather being thrown on both sides. Oh, great block there. Ooh, he landed a huge hook there. Oh, a nice job by Frankie Edgar to get the takedown here. You got to think Ricardo Almeida and Mark Henry like everything that they're seeing out of their pupil here tonight.
He passes the half.
We march on, 3 minutes to go. Trying to pass the guard here, but a nice job by the bottom fighter defensively.
Bottom fighter did a fantastic job of following with his hips, making sure he blocked any attempt to get past the guard.
Faber getting absolutely worked here from the top. Let's see if there's an uptick in his urgency here as he tries to get back up. Landing strikes nicely here from top position. A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. Well, you see all the grappling repetitions here. Just beautiful movement, seamless transitions on the ground.
Over and over, these guys are doing things that you see in every jiu-jitsu gym around the country.
All right, he's got the hooks in, DC, working off of his back.
Now look for him to attack the neck of his opponent to try to get the rear choke.
All right, working inside the closed guard now. This is no safe place against this opponent.
Look at that. Recognize he was about to lose position.
All right, buddy, keep that ground position.
In the half guard.
Edgar's back to the side control now.
Oh, nice right hand by the champ, yeah.
Really good job to land these strikes from top position.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here. And he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here.
Well, he's worked very hard on this part of his game, and these ground strikes are really starting to take their toll. Edgar's right back to the full mat. 5 minutes in the books.
All right, take a seat. Deep breath, breathe. Take a drink. All right, here we go. Listen, you're doing absolutely awesome. I want you to punch.
All right, let us now look back at some of the highlights from that round, and there just aren't that many guys on this roster that can keep up this offensive wrestling pace over 15 or 25 minutes.
But he's one of those guys. He is one of those guys that's able to continuously take you down, even if you get up over and over. He has this ability to maintain that pace and pressure that he can wear his opponents down. That's why you see him get so many finishes as the fight progresses. He's throwing every part of himself into these big leg kicks.
Oh, Superman punch is good. You can tell he's been working on that. Nice 1-2 combination there. Attempts the front kick there. Oh, big roundhouse attempt, just misses. To see some swelling upstairs now.
He's taking way too many shots to the head. You gotta move your head. You cannot be on a straight line. Otherwise, you will take shots, and that shot and those shots leads to your face starting to swell.
Just over 3 minutes to go in round 2. Well, pretty good work off of the bottom here by Edgar.
Good job being a threat off your back and not allowing your opponents to get comfortable.
And very effective with the ground and pound.
Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Faber. And there it is, another strike on the ground, gets through.
Now he's going full mount. Now he's looking arm triangle on the opposite side. When he goes to finish, look, he's got it locked. When he goes to finish, he has to pass his body all the way to the opposite side, drop his chest to get enough pressure to finish his technique.
That's tight. Oh, he got out!
He actually bridged, got his hips up in the air, used his momentum to to take him back towards his opponent's feet, chest down to the mat to get out of that deep submission attempt.
45 seconds remain in the round. Faber's in half guard. Well, you know he's comfortable fighting off his back. Faber's back in half guard.
Nice shots landing from the top position.
Another ground and pound strike lands. Saved by the bell. There is the final horn. He was getting grounded. He was getting pounded just at the end of the round. So you see, he's taking some of this time here to get back to his feet. Only 60 seconds on the clock between rounds. We will see if this young man can recover. All right, so the takedown's the big storyline in that previous round. Let's look back at some of the highlights, DC, and got to be pretty discouraging to get grounded that many times in one round.
Oh, it's so discouraging because all you want to do is let your offense go, but every time you're getting dragged to the floor constantly, you're starting to get fatigued. He's starting to wear on you. Let's see what type of effect it takes on his offensive approach as the next round starts. Oh, nice inside kick.
To the jab now, no good. He engages in the single collar tie. And a nice job at least staying upright on that. Oh, and the Superman punch is good. Takedown defense is there. And both fighters exchange in the pocket. All right, so perhaps he's going to have to address something defensively. There is a legitimate cut around his eye.
Yeah, he got cut on the eye from that last strike. He's got to pay attention now before it gets worse.
Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by Edgar.
Another ground and pound strike lands for this man.
Well, he's on his back, but he's landing. Oh, trying to pass here, but Dikembe Mutombo style, he gets denied.
Blocked! Great job blocking that pass by the bottom fighter.
All right, he's in a half-guard position here, DC, and in a good spot to dole out a lot of damage, I would think.
A lot of damage can be done from the half guard. You sit back on that leg, you press down into your opponent, you drop elbows, you drop punches. What is very key is you controlling the underhook on the far side. If you give up that underhook, your opponent can use the half guard to build up to an elbow, sweep, or just chase down a single leg.
Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an issue for him.
He's making every single one of them count. He is not pity-patting. He's not touching. Every punch that lands, he wants you to feel it. Yep, got to be very careful there.
And now he's got the back. Well, this is some serious pressure from the top by Ed. All right, so he's setting up for a submission here. Oh, that rear naked choke is tight. Oh, he got out.
He took two hands to the elbow and shoved it over the top of his head to free himself from that rear naked choke.
Final seconds of round 3. Lands the ground and pound strike. All right, 3 rounds down, potentially 2 more to go. We are headed to the championship rounds. All right, so the round is over, but not before damage was done. Cut on the cheek, sustained in that round. Cut man in there quickly as usual to try to seal it up. All right, back to the stools we go, and it's starting to look like a second mouth on his cheek.
Yeah, it looks terrible. I mean, the guy is getting hit with big shots. One big enough to open up a nasty cut on his cheek. While it's in a better spot, it still is very difficult to deal with.
Like if he absorbs another strike on that cheek, he might actually be able to eat through that cut on his cheek. I'm just saying.
He's got a big mouth.
Fourth round, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. All right, here we go, fourth round of a possible 5. And this is the time where fighters are really tested, right? Dig deep, lean on the heart. We'll see who has the upper hand.
You feel pretty good in round number 5. Round number 4 is the one that really does test the fighter. It really does test the mettle of the guy inside of the octagon.
Check, look at that redness underneath his elbow. A lot of those strikes to the body starting to pile up.
Getting beat up and being smart enough to not be head-hunting the entire time. I like this. I like this approach.
Lands a big elbow there. The kick is there to the body. Edgar gets the double leg takedown.
He passes to half guard.
Good work from the top here by Edgar.
Another strike gets through from the top position. Getting them out here.
Just over 3 minutes to go now.
He's got to be careful here.
Well, he's got his back now. All right, just as we saw a few seconds ago, he finds the home for another ground and pound strike.
Beautiful punch lands there from inside the guard.
Really maximizing his shots here on the ground. Edgar's back in full mount. Nice movement to avoid some of those strikes from the top. This is some exhausting work, man.
I mean, it is so tiring to be fighting in this way. So much wrestling, so much grappling, expending all this energy trying to hold the guy down. I mean, no takedown is not fought. No reversal is not fought. Everything they're doing is fought to the very last minute before it gets given up.
All right, inside his opponent's guard here, DC. You don't want to play around here too long.
No, you got to either have 2 hands in or 2 hands out. Our guys start to attack triangles.
Edgar's back in half guard. Fourth round here, less than a minute to go. While working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Edgar. Well, you know this is the hurt business, and both guys are compromised at this stage of the fight.
Yeah, both guys are compromised. Both guys have been beat up. Both guys have done a great job of landing, recognizing what they wanted to get done, and it's showing. This is a very evenly matched fight.
Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by Edgar. All right, we'll see if he can apply pressure inside his opponent's guard here, DC. Buzzer sounds for the end of round 4, 20 minutes in the books.
Your opponent outstruck you that last round. You need to be smarter. Technically, you're a better striker than he is. You need to move around more. Use your distance. Use your range.
All right, no telestrator for DC tonight, but we'll get you some replays. And if you like face punching, that was a good round.
Yeah, where's my telestrator, man? I want to draw this action. But yeah, John, you're right. It was the striking, it was the punches that really did allow him to take control of this round.
You ready to fight? Ready.
So here it is, folks, 5th and final round. So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on. Well, he's looking for that left hand, just out of range, though, with it. Faber's huge shot, finds the target there.
Great shot lands. Now he's got to go find that follow-up attempt. The kill shot is what they call it to go and end the fight.
Fighter able to reverse position on the ground and gain a dominant position. Nicely done. Faber's eye is really not looking good right now, Daniel. Starting to swell shut, and that is going to compromise his vision as this fight continues. Well, he's more than content to work off of his back, DC, where he has been a magician in his UFC career. Well, he's on his back, but he's moving his head on the ground pretty well defensively. The ground strikes continue to pile up. productive with the strikes here off his back. Well, this is exactly what you like to see. Nice combination of ground and pound punches. Outstanding pressure and activity by Faber. Side control. Oh, huge ground strike there. I can see the cut man's actually getting excited.
There it is. Now he's on the mount.
Under 2 minutes now to go in the fight.
Beautiful ground strikes landed.
These ground strikes are starting to add up.
Fight back! Fight back!
Oh.
1 minute to go in the fight.
60 seconds, let's do it.
In the half guard.
All right, so that opened up a cut around his eye area.
He hasn't moved his head well. He was taking shots too clean, and now a cut has opened up.
Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in, and you got all your rear choke submissions.
All right, north-south position now. We'll see how he chooses to proceed. Oh, lands with the ground and pound strike. And there is the final horn. What a 25-minute affair tonight. We're going to the scorecards. The official decision is now in. It resides with Bruce Buff.
We go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Judge 1 scores this contest 49-46, Edgar. Judge 2 scores it 47-47. And Judge 3 scores it 47-47. For the winner by majority decision, and new undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world, Frankie the Answer Edgar.
Iron Army, stand up. The celebration is on in Toms River, New Jersey, and beyond. Their guy, the Answer, Frankie Edgar, getting his hand raised yet again.
Well,